Today I'm giving you the complete beginner's guide to build a SaaS product in 2026. The same blueprint top founders use to go from I have an idea to I have a real business. Most beginners get stuck because they build in the wrong order. They jump into coding, pick random tech stacks, obsess over features, and skip the foundations that actually make a product succeed. So here's the truth. SaaS only works when you solve a painful problem for a specific type of user inside a workflow they already have. And to get there, we are using a simple but ruthless system. Real SaaS starts with clarity, not code. And when you understand the structure I'm about to show you, problem, user, workflow, interface, and then tech, you make better decisions, you build faster, and you stop wasting months on things that never mattered. If you master these 5 steps, you eliminate 90% of the wasted effort founders make. Let's start where every successful product actually begins. Everything starts with the problem. Not the idea you're excited about, not the feature you imagined in the shower, and definitely not the tech stack you want to show off. The problem is the foundation, and if it's weak, the entire product collapses, no matter how beautiful the UI or how advanced the backend is. A real SaaS problem has a very simple set of truths. First, it's painful. The user feels it regularly, daily or at least weekly, and it annoys them enough that they have complained about it, hacked the workaround, or paid someone to deal with it. Second, it's measurable. You can express it as time lost, money wasted, errors repeated, or opportunities missed. If you can't quantify the pain, it's just a mild inconvenience. And third, it's recurring. It's not once a year issue. It keeps coming back, which is exactly why people are willing to pay for something that fixes it consistently. Here's the brutally simple filter. If the problem doesn't show up in their calendar or their bank account, you don't have a business. This is where beginners fall apart. They create wishful problems, the wouldn't it be cool if ideas. Real founders avoid that trap. They go talk to actual humans and ask direct questions. What part of your workflow do you dread? Where do things consistently break? What do you wish you never had to do again? And they watch the reaction. If the user gets annoyed just describing the task, that's a real problem. If they shrug, move on, or stay emotionally flat, there's no business there. Your SaaS can only grow as large as the pain it removes. The deeper the pain, the bigger your opportunity. Once you have locked onto a painful problem, identify the exact type of person who feels that pain hardest. Not everyone. Not small businesses, not creators. Those are vague demographics. You want specific people with specific jobs doing specific tasks. For example, real estate assistants managing property inspections, freelance video editors juggling multiple clients, dental office managers handling insurance claims. The mistake beginners make is building for a giant audience. When you build for everyone, no one feels like you build for them. Your user definition should be so sharp that you can literally imagine their browser tabs, their tools, and their daily environment. If you can't picture their day, you can't build their SaaS. This is the step almost every beginner skips, and it's exactly why their projects stay side hustles instead of becoming real companies. If you want a SaaS that people actually use, you need to map the current workflow your user follows when dealing with the problem. Not what you think they do, not what you wish they did, what they actually do messy, chaotic, and painfully human. Most workflows look like a crime scene. Random spreadsheets, browser tabs everywhere, copy-pasted data, messages in 5 different apps. And that's good news because this is where you find the opportunity. Here's the simple breakdown. Identify the trigger. What event kicks off the task? A client email, a new order, a deadline. Understanding the starting point tells you why the workflow matters. Write down each steps exactly as they do it. No shortcuts, no assumptions. List everything. Emails sent, spreadsheets updated, files renamed, approvals chased. People underestimate how much manual labor hides in these tiny steps. Mark every friction point. These are the moments users get annoyed. They hesitate, switch tools, re-enter data, think twice, or create their own workaround. Every time they sigh or slow down, that's a feature waiting to happen. And here's the punchline. Your workflow map is the entire business. SaaS isn't about building software. It's about fixing or speeding up the steps people already take. Every meaningful feature comes from one of 4 moves. Remove a step, automate a step, speed up a step, reduce the chance of messing up a step. If a feature doesn't do one of those, it's fluff, cut it. Because at the end of the day, the workflow is the blueprint. Everything else, the UI, the tech stack, the fancy animation, is decoration. Only now do we design the product. A strong SaaS interface is built around workflows, not pages. Stop thinking in terms of dashboard, settings, profile. Start thinking in terms of the place where they upload files because step 3 requires it, the screen where they assign tasks because step 6 break without it, the view where they track progress because step 9 creates anxiety. Your interface should be predictable, no surprises, no clever tricks, minimal, every pixel earns its place, workflow aligned, screens follow the order of real human work. Think of the interface as the surface layer of the workflow, not an artistic project. Your job isn't to impress them. Your job is to make their existing tasks stupidly easy. If the workflow map says step 2, step 3, step 4, your UI should flow step 2, step 3, step 4. This is why many SaaS products feel good even when they are visually simple. The workflow does the heavy lifting. Most beginners obsess over tech first, and that's exactly why their products never ships. Tech is the last step. It exists to serve the workflow you just mapped, not take you on a 6-month detour because you got excited about some new framework. When you get the problem, the user, and the workflow right, the tech becomes almost boring, and that's what you want. In 2026, your options fall into 2 buckets. Option A, no code or low code, which is the fastest path for beginners. If your goal is to validate, launch, and learn quickly, use tools that remove 90% of the engineering overhead. You can build your front-end and back-end in visual builders like Bubble or Flutterflow. Use something like Airtable or Supabase to store data. Plug in authentication and billing with services that handle the hard parts for you, and connect the entire workflow with automations instead of writing 1,000 lines of code. You can even drop AI features into your app without becoming a machine learning engineer, because modern platforms let you use pre-built AI blocks that fit directly into your existing flow. And the best part is, hosting, scaling, deployment, all of that happens automatically behind the scenes. It's the fastest way to get a real product in the hands of real users. This tech lets you ship in days, not months. If the product catches on, you can rebuild pieces later. Nobody cares what version 1 was made of. Option B, code when you know what you are doing. If you already know how to code or you have validated your idea and want more control, you can take the classic route. A simple front-end framework like React or Next.js, a backend in whatever languages you actually ship with, and a boring, reliable database like Postgres. Authentication and billing should still come from established services instead of building them yourself. And AI should only appear where it improves the workflow, not where it looks impressive in a pitch deck. And deployment should happen on platforms that abstract away the infrastructure, so you can focus on the product rather than the plumbing. No over-engineering, no complex microservices, no rewriting your entire backend because a YouTuber recommended a new library. The pattern is the same in both cases. The best founders don't chase complexity. They choose the tools that get them to real users the fastest. A slow launch kills more SaaS ideas than messy code ever will. And once you understand that, the pressure to pick the perfect tech stack disappears. Your customers don't care about your stack. They don't reward you for elegance. They only care that your product removes their pain reliably every time they use it. The rule no one likes to hear. The best founders choose the tech stack that gets them to real users the fastest. Not the flashiest. Not the one that impresses other developers. The one that gets a working product in front of people who can pay. A slow launch kills more SaaS dreams than bad code ever will. Because at the end of the day, customers don't care how you built it. They only care that it removes their pain. So here's the entire system in one clean line. Find a painful, recurring, measurable problem. Identify exactly who suffers from it. Map their current workflow in detail, design an interface that fits that workflow, and only then choose the tech that brings that interface to life. When you build in this order, you stop guessing and start executing. You remove the noise, you avoid the traps, and you dramatically increase the odds that your product finds traction. This is the blueprint real founders use. Not luck, not genius, just clarity and sequence. If you want me to break down each step with real examples, tear down live SaaS ideas, or show you how to build a full product using this exact system, tell me in the comments. And if you're serious about building in 2026, subscribe, because this is just the start.